Why? Oh. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Well, I hear myself. Yeah, so we have a dog whose penis is hemorrhaging all over the house. It's been an amazing day. Oh, should I go outside? That's why I can't be heard. I don't have the microphone plugged in. It's been one of those days, guys. Shogiwa Yehe Ohora. Who is that? Do we? Hello, welcome. You need to put where to donate to. I put my Cash App. Oh, wait. Not in your thread. You didn't put somewhere to donate to.
Oh, me? No. Man, this is just whole harassing. This whole situation, this whole scenario is harassing.
You guys just bear with us. Like, we have a dog that's bleeding out. Like, just don't even. Oh, okay.
How's that?
Shanine's wife. Yes, I've seen you around. Well,
How's the audio? Is the audio messed up?
it's echoing.
Like super echoing.
Listen, I love this man. Even under intense pressure,
I'm keeping it together. I'm not.
Oh God. What is that?
It's I don't know. Actually.
shameless plug. I got these eyeshadows today. If anybody follows Megan Metallic on TikTok, listen here. Her palettes, her eyeshadow palettes are life. They give me life. They make me happy. They make me look good. So y'all need to pop an eyeshadow palette or a highlighter palette from Megan because her stuff is impeccable. There's hardly any fallout when you put the eyeshadow on. It blends perfectly. Listen, I'm gonna be a walking commercial. Just saying. I hear echoes, but it's understandable.
What the heck?
Nobody heard it.
They hear echoes.
All right, I'm gonna.
You guys hear echoes still? Yes, no, maybe so. Looks nice too. Oh, thank you. Yes, I spent a good little portion of this morning getting this makeups on, but I wanted to give her a shameless. I'm gonna do a video later and put it on all the TikToks, but you know, where did my co-host go? Oh, you're just not doing the camera thing. Okay. Yeah, so the dog, listen, the dog has a prolapsed urethra. He had one a few weeks back. We lost our fucking minds. We posted some fundraising stuff, and a few people, were kind enough to donate, and we were able to have an in-clinic procedure done for like $500 where they slipped the urethra back into place. But our dog likes to rub his junk across anything and everything, including my legs. So the bed, the blankets, his bed, the carpet, the floor, a pillow. He doesn't dry hump anything, but he will rub himself across anything. So lo and behold, we're back there again. This time he's like hemorrhaging pretty significantly, like puddles of blood. So we went to the vet, paid $55 at the vet for the vet to say he needs a $5,000 surgery. And that's where we're at. So I'm trying to get, veterinary healthcare grants to help with the costs. And there's a couple of organizations that, I'm waiting to hear back from. But it's a significant chunk of money, and we're not financially in a place to have money like that just laying around. So we're just trying to figure out how to pay for this, because obviously the longer that urethra is prolapsed, the more apt he is to get some type of an infection. The vet said it could become necrotic. He may end up with some system infection, so it's a whole thing. He's walking around. Well, he must have gotten it off of him now, but he was walking around with a diaper. He hid in the corner and pulled it off of himself. But yeah, that's where we're at with that guy. Hopefully we'll be able to get him this surgery soon. So how is everybody doing today? All one of you. Oh no, poor little dude. I know. He is frustrating, this little guy, but he's a good dog. He just doesn't listen very well. So I wonder why Ona might have been in from work. She's always logging on when she's at work. Yeah. She's all, that's fucked up, man. Yeah, it is fucked up. It's in your messenger. Oh, you made a whole new one? Oh. Oh, okay. Sugar paste can sometimes shrink the tissue enough to help it go back in. How do you make sugar paste? Do tell. You want me to send it to you? Yeah. Hang tight, guys. Hello, I'm back. Because you guys always on when I'm at work. Shit. You just work too hard, sis. So yeah, what is sugar paste and how do I make it? And how do we put it on his wiener? Maybe it'll shrink it and they can go back in. I need to put another diaper on him before he starts bleeding all over the floor. Sugar and just enough water to make a thick paste. Slather it on and cover it with a diaper. Or I was gonna say, isn't anyone gonna want to lick it? Okay, so I'll put it on and then yeah, and then put a diaper on them. Babe, are you in here? Oh, there he is. Hello. He went out to the front. He loves the beautiful view from the front porch.
I do. It's gorgeous. Check this shit out. Hold on. Can I turn this around? Let me see if I do the cam. No, it turns it off. I can't turn the camera around, so I'll just do that. Look at that. Look at that. Right in the middle of the hood.
Don't you look at that beautiful neighborhood?
Man, some days it's just so hard to just to find a reason. I'm telling you.
It works for rectal prolapses too. I'd hate to ask what prolapses through the rectum. Intestine? Colon? I don't know.
Probably his fucking butthole.
Well, yeah, it's his butthole, but like what prolapses through his butthole?
Well, what did she say? I can't.
Welcome to the Safe House, everyone, where we discuss prolapsed rectums and prolapsed urethras. The colon, she says. Yeah, it's been a day.
Man, listen. You ever have one of them days when you just you wake up and you're going for it? You know what I mean? You're doing your damn thing, and you get shit. You get organized, get it lined up, and then it goes to shit. Right? That's what happened today. And I'm one of them kinds of people, man. It's hard for me to shift gears. You know what I mean? Like it affects me, and then after that, everything irritates me. Every fucking thing irritates me. And it's just so we come on here to talk about native wellness, right? And, sometimes we got to talk about what ails us in order to get better. And just, what is that noise? But it's just, man, some days you just feel like the deck is stacked against you, right? But on the other side of it, there's got to be something better. So my dog's, I don't know, he's tripping. Maya said what he'll grind, he'll stretch himself out flat and he'll grind himself across surfaces. And it's caused his friggin' pee hole to turn inside out. Well, we scraped up the money and then we got some assistance from these dog people that help give out grants and things like that for dog owners and shit like that, right? And we was able to get it pushed back in. But man, listen, I'll be hard on my dog sometimes. I expect my dog to toe the line, not be acting a fool and shit like that. So when I catch myself doing that, I'll chill. I'll just be like, man, I ain't gonna just keep yelling at my dog over some dumb shit like that, right? All along, I should have kept yelling at him about it and just being like, stop. But he don't understand. That's the thing. That's the hardest part about it, is because he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what I'm saying or the significance of what he's doing and shit like that, right? So naturally, he's going to continue on his path until ultimately, either we got to put him down or, you know, we get it fixed or whatever, right? And sometimes it's people. Oh, my phone's dying. Sometimes it's people, man. That's we find ourselves in that position, man. Like you just veer off that path just a little bit, man, thinking that, you know, you're gonna find it again. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just gotta figure that shit out. You know. One thing that I remember about, like, I like to talk about the old days, right? I like to talk about. I love talking about my family, like my dad and my uncles and shit like that, right? Because the quality of human being was different back then. It was tougher. You know what I mean? And even myself, like I find myself sometimes just in this space of like, man, fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, fuck this shit. But I get up. We just gotta keep pushing forward and keep being positive and doing good things. And that's the whole thing. Like, I can't stand seeing that shit on TikTok, man. People like, not even just TikTok, just in general, right? Just on the res. Just be like pushing people down and stuff like that. That's why we tried to create this space right here. I know it's super disorganized and it's like kind of weird and shit, but you know, we're Indians. What the fuck you want? What do you want from us, right? I don't know, man. I'm all high. Trying to.
Yeah, some days, like, days just don't go the way you plan them, right? And it's that ability to bounce back from that and try to make sense of whatever mess it became, right? And that's easier to do for some folks than others. Like, I'm generally a person that if something fucks up, like, I'm just like, okay, it fucked up, and I'll be like in a mood for a minute, but I just, I don't know, I try to redirect or whatever. Not everybody does that. Like, it really just depend on the person, I
Hey,
think.
baby, do me a favor. Can you close that window out on the
Close the
computer?
window.
Yeah, close that window.
Which one? The one by you where you're sitting?
No, on the computer. Close that down
Okay.
because you're like still screeching. Yeah, no doubt. Like, and that's the thing. Like, you know, we was talking about relationships last time, and you know, this kind of was key to this relationship is because me myself, man, I'll go down a rabbit hole. I get mad. Next thing you know, man, I'm thinking about all kinds of shit, right? But you know, I comes training myself like that to try to look inside of people's stories and stuff like that. And out in the real world, it's a little bit different. So I find myself going down these rabbit holes yet. And quite the opposite of what Maya does. So she's
Well, and that's not,
one in this relationship, no doubt.
well, that's not to say any one way is right and one way is wrong, right? It's the tools that we have and like our demeanor and our personalities, I guess, and how we deal with shit that gets thrown our way, right? Some folks are a little bit more rigid and other folks kind of just go with the flow and figure it out, right? And that's not easy for everybody to do, especially when, you know, listen, people, everybody's got a different way of fucking dealing with the bullshit. And some people can maneuver through it and figure it out and find that silver lining. And other folks are like, man, fuck this. Enough is enough. I've been through enough. This is too fucking much. Like, can something good just happen to me? You know what I mean? And I think either way to look at it is just, and either way you look at it is valid because everybody's life experiences and that informs the way that we fucking, you know, deal with shit. Like, it just is what it is. The important thing is having patience with the people that are more rigid, having patience with the people that it is harder for them to move through that shit, you know, allowing them space to work through it. You know, I don't know. I'm not always good at that either, but
I know. I remember, like, when I first got out, right? Even now, a lot of people be like, I don't know how you been through the shit you've been through, man. I don't know how you survived the stuff that you've been through, right? And I'm just like, I didn't. Like, I didn't survive it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just here. I'm here right now. You know, when my baby mama took my son from me, man, my world's upside down. And it's just like, I'm just living. I'm just here. Here I am, you know, just trying to figure it out as each day goes by. I know that's just got to be challenging. I know that's just got to be challenging because I know that you got to deal with all kinds of shit throughout the day, right? Especially having PTSD and anxiety. So, like trying to deal with that shit, I bet ain't easy. How you do it?
It's a labor of love.
It's a labor of love.
Yeah. I mean, it isn't always easy, but it's worth it. Like whatever
And I'm gonna throw a
difficulties.
fucking brick through one of these fucking windows one day, man. I swear to fucking God, dude. Like one of these little bitches riding around here like that, man. I'm gonna fucking chuck something through their window.
You know what's crazy, you guys, is that our neighbors have no idea how close they are at any given moment of any given day to getting the shit beat out of them.
Man,
Like they literally walk around and have no fucking idea how close they are to having a fat lip. Like
today's one of the days too, man. Like I just want to get into a fight with somebody. Like just, you know what I mean? Like it's just been bad news after bad news all day today. You know, I wanna talk a little bit about that bullshit that happened on TikTok, right? I never did talk about that like after it happened, right? You know, a lot of people, man, they hate me because of, you know, like these false reasons. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, like this is the crazy thing is I love my people, man. I want nothing but like good shit for my people. You know, I want to see my people succeed. I want to see my people happy. I want to see them sober. You know what I mean? And you know, since we live in a white man's world, I want to see them like successfully like a white person, right? With their fucking mortgage and shit like that, take care of their dog. So I say here, man, and I have all these feelings, right? And I'm like, and I've always been like this, even before I got out of social media. But I've always had this like deep desire to just like love my people. Like when anything goes wrong, and to this day, even man, people still call me and they know I'm out here in California. You know what I mean? They knew that they could call me, and I just made shit happen. And shit out there, like I knew that I was fucked up, driving people around that are getting all lit up and shit. But you know they're safe, and you know those are my people ultimately, right? But like going through what I went through, what TikTok put us both through, right? It was extremely difficult because not only was it rejection, right? These people that I thought like that stood for something, you know, like they stand there and they talk about, you know, that these social issues that plague our communities and stuff like that, and they they turn around and like you they gain an element of trust from you by doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? You trust them, you trust their word, you trust the things that they say and the things that they're gonna do or whatever, right? And when they turn around and they just like, you know, lob all these lies about you, well, the way they played this, man, was so cold blooded, man. That shit looks like it was premeditated. They planned it all out and all this other stuff, right? Because I disagree with somebody about something. And then just how everybody turns on you and they just shit on you, right? They're just like, fuck you, you ain't shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Don't even know the truth, don't even know the facts, right? They dragged children into this. And like there's been a lot of trauma that's been passed around, right? That nobody stops and really thinks about, like, damn, what are we doing to these people? What are we putting these people through? What are we putting these children through? You know what I mean? Like, you guys, people have heard me say that they put, you know, this boy that I consider a son in the hospital because of things that they were saying about me, right? But nobody's really stopped to think about that. They just think this little boy went to the hospital. But this little boy went to the hospital, he could have lost his life. You know what I mean? All over this nonsense on TikTok, all over this cyberbullying, you guys ganging up thinking that you're the Indian or whatever. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what an Indian is, man. An Indian is a motherfucker that's oppressed. That's what an Indian is. You know what I mean? An Indian, like, in the tribal community, most tribal communities I've been through, man, it's been so painful, man. There ain't none. It's saturated with drugs, domestic violence, sexual assaults, and all this other shit, right? There's don't get me wrong. Most of those people are even good people. It's just circumstances and the situation of the environment that makes them do things they shouldn't do. I don't know, man. It's just like I get about that shit sometimes. I think about it like you guys go around destroying people. Like people go around destroying people, right? And my uncle was gonna come out here and talk about this, but I'll talk about it a little bit myself. You know, the only way that we can really overcome anything is by healing it. But I mean, taking a look at yourself and understanding the way that you think and move, if you're trying to bring people back home, like if you're upset somebody's life or something like that, right? Who made you judge? Who made you jury? Who gave you any space on this planet to say, well, another person is right or wrong? You know, whether they deserve to live or die, or whether they deserve to, you know, have a life or not. Like I had people calling the cops on me. Mama Bird, Cheryl Gann, I don't know how many times she called the cops on me. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all like a big old shit show. It's fake. You know, it's super fake. People on that app lend their following and they hang on every word of people that literally are out here destroying other people's lives and shit, right? Over some TikTok popularity, over some, you know, likes and views. And they base their entire platforms on being native and native community and native TikTok and, you know, and in reality, they're worse than the oppressor because they're tearing down their own people. They're tearing down other indigenous people, right? Of course, if you're, you know, on here, whatever, and you're whatever, I don't know, Turkish or whatever, right? But
this is my thing though. Like this is my thing. Like I'm trying to get people to see that if you can't heal yourself, right? Part of healing is you got to have to take responsibility for yourself, and you're gonna start having to execute yourself in a better fashion than what you do, right? If you can't do that, don't talk. Don't. If you
just
can't
don't talk.
Don't talk.
Yeah, just don't talk. Just keep it.
But I mean, like, you gotta, if you can overcome like all this stuff and heal with yourself, and then you can heal other people. You know what I mean? And then, like, when you think about, so like, this is the best way I know how to explain it, right? But when you think about what you think about, that's what you're gonna be about. That's what you're gonna. That's how. And you know what you think about throughout the day, man. That has an effect on your emotions and your, you know, your physical body. I have anxiety. So, I read this post earlier today. You know, drowning yourself in and all this other stuff. That's the truth. Like when you focus on negative, when you focus on like things that are, you know, like how to hurt people or how to say, you know, messed up things to people, that's gonna make you a sad person. You know what I mean? You're not gonna want to treat people right. And you're gonna hurt inside yourself, but you don't understand why you hurt. And the reason that you do hurt is because of the way you treat people and the way you treat yourself. I think that a lot of people, David Hill, he likes to, his thing is self-discipline, right? Is maintaining a level of self-discipline. And, you know, I agree with that because it does require self-discipline in order to execute yourself as a proper human being, right? But I think another thing that we have problems with is self-esteem, just self-esteem in general. Listen, let me just say this. This is a 25-mile-an-hour street with babies, like little babies, like we're talking about 3 and under, and animals, right? And these fools come ripping through here at 45, man. Somebody darts out there, and there's one-way traffic, man. That's why that shit gets on my nerves so much.
That shit irks the shit out of him. Oh, I gotta put a diaper on this dog. No, I gotta put another diaper on this dog before he bleeds all over the place. I'm gonna put a diaper on this dog. Diaper dog.
I'm trying not to let Lance's BS get to me today. The colon. Man, listen, and this is another thing, like, I watched this, I seen this one video when I was, I just got out, and it was this dude, I can't remember who he was, but he was a pastor, and he was counseling these two youngsters that was sitting on his couch, and like, you know, they're talking or whatever, and he stops them and he asks them, let me ask you a question. He was like, do you focus, like, do you get mad when she hurts you? And he's like, yeah, so on and so forth. And he went on to spell out all these things that she's done. And then he did the same to her, and she did the same thing, right? And he said, listen, if you focused on the way that you treat her, and you focus on the way that you treat him, your relationship's going to change, because you're so focused on each other that you don't have time to think about what you're not. You know what I mean? And if we were to apply that to our daily lives and how we interact with people, right? You know, I used to talk about the 7 generations all the time because that's how I think. I try to think, you know, how things are going to affect my son and how things are going to affect my grandchildren and his grandchildren and so on, right? And so when I do something, I typically try to make sure that it's something that's going to impact my son in a positive fashion. You know what I mean? Listen, I know when I was young, man, and mom and dad, it would embarrass me just by, you know, with I love yous and shit like that. Can you imagine how embarrassed motherfuckers must be? And be rolling TikTok and be like, that man, that your mom on TikTok talking like that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be so ashamed. Mom, no, that ain't my mom, it's my aunt. I just call her mom because she makes me.
She makes you.
But anyway, if you know, if we focus more on how we treat each other, right? Like, you know, I know people want to be right, and I know people want to know everything and do everything and have been done everything and all that other stuff. But you know, you gotta focus on how you treat people.
Babe, are you connected to the Wi-Fi?
No, my phone's almost done.
Oh, because it's like I'm hearing like you know what I mean? Like every other word.
All right. Well, I'm done anyway, so I'm going to jump off here.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess that's our show for today, guys. We'll be back on next week, maybe sometime during the week, depending on, you know, whether we have a better day. We might jump on at some point. No, stop that, Zagadewin. At some point during the week. If not, we will see you guys all next Saturday. Hopefully, everything that's planned out for that particular show will pan out and will be good. We love you guys. You know, everyone has a day, right? Everyone has a rough day occasionally. And today was not a good day. I'm holding a diaper, a puppy diaper with blood all over it. It was not a good day. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next weekend.